All right. And then lastly is our master chain. So mastering is the overall tone shaping of the entire song. So whatever you do on your master fader is going to affect everything. So keeping that in mind, we actually want to make only very, very subtle changes. So all these settings are going to be really, really soft. I mean, look at this EQ, very, very barely boosting the low end, boosting the high. And I'm just turning down here a little bit since my voice is being stacked a bunch of times. This is where my resonant frequency is, and it can collect a lot of frequencies in that area. So I just turn that down just a baby bit. So I start with a subtle compressor, then my EQ, and then this is a multi-band, multi-function compressor. It's got a gate, an expander, and a compressor all in one and limiting. So it's doing all the things. And I just been using this mastering preset called Smooth. I'll just engage it real quick and show you. And then I had made subtle changes, which I just ruined. So I don't even remember what I did. But yeah, so I just maybe don't need to compress that much of the high end. So with the multiband, what you're seeing is this is like the high frequencies and how much it's compressing just the high frequencies, the high mids, the low mids, and the lows. So it's just compressing specific areas, frequency ranges. And then I have a stereo widener. So I just make the overall song a little bit wider. And then last but not least, I put my limiter threshold around 6. It's not too intense, but I'm just making this overall song a little bit louder. Cool. So that's it. That's mixing, guys. That is my approach to mixing. I don't really like to say that I'm a straight up mixing engineer. I have too much respect for mixing engineers, but this is how I get by mixing my stuff to be able to send rough mixes out to clients, and it sounds pretty good. Over time, you get better and better at like tuning your ears to what sounds good. So and that takes a lot of practice, just like learning how to create harmonies. So give yourself grace, practice, and again, only make little changes. Don't go crazy, because you'll start to see you can over compress and it'll sound crazy, or you can over EQ and do surgery on your vocals. It won't sound right. Another thing that can happen is ear fatigue. You start to kind of not even hear what you're doing anymore. So you kind of need to step away sometimes. And a great way to know if your mix is heading in the right direction is to compare it to something on the radio. I'll probably go look for like a cool David Guetta song to compare this to. And if my mix is sounding similar to their mix, then I know I'm in the right direction and it's sounding pretty good. So work on your vocal chain, your mastering chain, and your effects. And next week, we're going to talk about some crazy effects. This is going to be so much fun. I'm going to show you how I do really special, really out there crazy effects, and show you some cool plugins that I use to create my 400 sound sample pack. So come back next week and we'll make some crazy sounds.